Major news from Thursday. The U.S. Court of Appeals for the Sixth Circuit reversed a decision that allowed doctors to treat young kids' gender dysphoria with puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones in the states of Kentucky and Tennessee. The ruling didn't violate the 14th Amendment Equal Protection Clause because the bans don't discriminate based on sex. That's what one judge said. The latest victory could prompt other states to follow suit. And joining us now to discuss, Logan Dubil. He's an independent journalist from Philadelphia. He joins me tonight. Logan, thanks for being on tonight. Those who disavowed this victory coming out of the states, they've been calling the legislation anti-trans. Tell me why it's not.
No, it's not. First of all, thank you so much for having me on. This is a major win for both students, children, and parents in these states. For the child side of things, these children are too young and too immature to be making these decisions for themselves. And the parent side, I've seen countless stories of parents feeling almost obligated to go along with these delusions just because they don't want to get canceled or, they just want custody of their children. So it's good to see that states like Tennessee and Kentucky are taking a stand. Like I said, children are way too young, way too immature, and it's a completely different thing to wake up and think, maybe I'm not who I say I am or think I am, but you shouldn't be allowing these minors to go through life-altering decisions. Now, I'm going to put myself on blast a little bit. There are a couple things about myself that people may consider girly. Mamma Mia, I think is one of the best movies of all time. You also have, when I go out to, bars at the end of a long shift, I prefer, the cocktail over the beer. But that doesn't mean that I'm transgender or that I'm not in the right body. And I'm glad that you have state legislations and, rulings that are protecting these children from these surgeries and procedures.
Thanks for being so forthcoming. By the way, Mamma Mia, best Broadway of all time. I stand by that. Love it. So glad you think great minds think alike, clearly. And, when you're talking about these life-altering drugs, as you mentioned, Logan, we're not just talking about stuff that's over the counter, stuff that I can just get at CVS, right? These are very harsh drugs, the same ones used to castrate sex offenders. So, when it comes to being able to actually take these drugs and to have, approval, you need to be of a certain age to make these kind of decisions that, again, are irreversible. So, Logan, I understand that you are a college student. You're at Point Park University in Pennsylvania, and the school 2 years ago kind of put you in your own little controversy there. The school has written a controversial policy, if you will, mandating specific speech regarding pronouns. So tell us about what happened to you. What's your story, and where does it stand in current time now?
Yeah, of course. So 2 years ago, I received an email from the university kind of overlaying the implemented pronoun policy, which stated that whether you agreed or disagreed or whether it was intentional or by accident, you had to abide by your classmates' preferred pronouns. And if you didn't, the university could take action against you. I saw this as a major free speech violation, and I chose to speak out. Within a couple of days of me speaking out, every major news outlet imaginable was covering my story. I went on Fox News to break down what was going on at my school, and students even started a petition to get me banned for opposing this policy. Around 500 students signed this petition, trying to end my education for having a different view than them. Luckily, the school didn't do anything about it. They can't really do anything about it because that would be the easiest lawsuit win of my life. But I'm grateful that this happened to me because I am so much more comfortable speaking out, and I now have launched myself into a career of commentary and writing, and I have made it a mission of mine to kind of investigate what's going on not only in my school but schools nationwide regarding this gender ideology topic.
So you made it out safe, right? Clearly they didn't have enough signatures or just a good enough case to have on their end. But for anyone else that maybe who has spoken out about using someone's preferred pronouns just completely against it, have they landed themselves in trouble of any kind, or again, still not strong enough of a claim to make?
I sadly am probably one of the only students who was vocal about this topic. Like I said, I was trying to be investigative about it. I reached out to the student government. I reached out to my university administrators asking what the punishments would be and why this policy was put in place. And I never really got an answer. To my knowledge, it is still an implemented policy at my school. And I'm really doing anything I can to either get the policy reversed or to at least have more students who are against it, allow them to have that space to feel comfortable speaking out. And maybe if we have the numbers, change can be made. But as of now, it's not looking too good at Point Park University.
No, not at all. How do you see this issue in the school system progressing? Are you optimistic at all that, we're going to not put something that was considered like just it's like, this is such a new thing, right? Preferred pronouns, addressing someone as he, she, ze, zai, them. There's just so much to keep up with. This just can't be sustainable, right? For the future generation, or do you predict it's going to get worse from here?
From my work as a reporter, I've been grateful to work with the College Fix over the past couple of years, and I'm not optimistic that this is going to get better. Just over the past couple of weeks, I've been reporting on instances where universities are prioritizing gender ideology and making sure that the LGBTQ community is protected and feeling safe on campus. For example, Princeton University just launched its new program called Drag University, and they are quite literally teaching students about the history of drag, how to do their makeup, how to work on choreography. And to make things even worse, they are paying 6 students to attend the program. They're covering all costs via scholarships. And it doesn't really seem like a good use of resources, time, student fees, donations, however they're funding that program. You also have students at the University of Missouri who are protesting the school's decision to reverse the minor gender-affirming care-related surgeries that we were talking about earlier, but in the state of Missouri. And it's just not really giving any hope that we'll have change anytime soon.
Drag queens are giving out scholarships. 2023, did not see that on my list of things today, Logan. Let's move to this. Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin, the guy known to be the, parent choice, protect our kids governor, and recently in Virginia Beach, 2 parents have decided to sue their school board to get Youngkin's policies implemented. This would, do the obvious thing, right? Separate bathrooms for males and females, locker rooms too, and of course, separate sports teams. Are you seeing these same things get traction in families in your hometown as well? You're in the Philly area?
Yeah, I'm in the Philadelphia area. Luckily, just recently, we had a major protest at a Pennsylvania school where students walked out and showed their administrators that they weren't happy with the policy, probably similar to what's going on in Virginia, where the school basically said that whatever gender or sex you align with is what bathroom you're allowed to use. And it's very hopeful seeing students take a stand. Even in my district, I went to the North Penn School District, and I know recently there was a very fiery school board meeting regarding some of the books in the library. So yeah, Pennsylvania definitely is on the list of states that, have parents that are willing to take a stand and students willing to take a stand. We also have what's going on in Tennessee and Kentucky, and I hope that we start to see this as a trend and a little bit less of what's going on at Princeton and other universities nationwide.
Well, I just, good on those kids for walking out and taking a stand. I never thought the Generation Z, that's like you and I generation, I never thought they would be able to actually carry on and do this. I guess we're the rare odd of the bunch, but good on them. Good to see them do that. And Logan, keep speaking out against your school and keep the fight going strong, because we need people like you out there, especially our age, where there's not enough representation. Logan Dubil, independent journalist out of Pennsylvania. Thanks for joining me tonight.
Thank you so much for having me.